Look at my armpits. It's not even that they're wet. It's just the shirt has been like, it's so old.
Armpits, or are we doing arms here?
Armpits.
Where's the beach, Vince? Is what?
Oh,
where's the shark? Shark this way? Or maybe it's that way.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of Spitballin'. As always, you have myself, Kmess, with CEO Joe. Producer Vince is behind the scenes. As always, we have an absolutely packed show for episode 2. Thank you to everyone who has been following us on social media, subscribing on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We've been getting a lot of feedback, Joseph. Happy people that we were able to bring branded radio to a podcast form, uncut. Just us. People are loving it. And people are going to love even more episode 2 because we have an absolutely electric interview with, we dubbed her, and I think she should use this.
I'd run with it. Why not?
Time to update Philadelphia.
Time to update the bio.
Right? So,
of yourself.
Devan Kaney, the Queen of Philadelphia media personality, will be joining us later in the program. But we have some topics that we want to get to right from the jump here. And I know you have a list of topics that you want to go through, but I know I texted you and Vince earlier. I just have a quick beef that I want to get off my chest, if that's cool.
Hit me.
So,
is it with me?
No, it's not with you.
Okay.
Because then if it was with you, we would have to go on beefing.
Correct.
So can't
we'd do it here, and then we'd recap it on beefing.
Exactly. But Vince said his favorite rivalry in the world is me versus sports fans. I always say that they're losers and all this and that. Well, I think I found my least favorite sports fan, and it's a person that can dish it but can't take it. So okay. I was at a bar on Sunday watching the Euro final. I've been locked in on the Euros because, I say there's nothing better than international sporting events. So if there's the Euros or the World Cup or the Olympics, I'm locked in at all times. Obviously been rooting for our home squad, Italia, right? Messina.
The motherland.
Papa Leo, the motherland. So the motherland was in the final against England. I walk into the bar with Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve's got his Ralph Lauren Italia shirt on. We walk in, we're looking good.
He was cooking.
Right? We're tan. Walk in, there's all these English fans, very pale, ugly looking people.
Just a gross group of people. Just nice people, absolutely awful to look at.
Bad teeth. So we're sitting on the other side of the bar. There's actually a guy from Italy. Phenomenal time, right? England scores within the first 2 minutes of the game. They're going wild. Quiet over here, right? Not saying much. Bartender comes up to me. She's like, these people have been here for every goddamn England game, and I can't fucking take it anymore. I hate them. I hate their teeth. I hate everything about them. It's exactly what she said to me. And then she gave me a Sambuca shot. I was like, okay. So later in the game, we're getting our teeth kicked in, right? England's controlling the game. They're just talking shit every time. An Italian player's on the ground. He's like, let him play, mate. Let him play. Yelling. So then Italy ties the game. And I'm yelling. Immobile! I'm just going nuts.
Let him know.
The one woman went up to the hostess and complained that we were too loud.
No. Get out of here.
Swear to God.
Get the fuck out of here.
And that is what the bartender said. The bartender said, get the fuck out then if you have a problem. You've been giving it for a month, and now you can't take it from 5 Italian fans over here?
Did they stay for the penalty kicks?
Oh, yeah. And when the Italian goalie
gave it to him,
I went right behind them and I was like, Donnarumma!
It's coming Rome, baby.
Oh, there was just Sambuca shot after Sambuca shot was flowing. But that's my beef. I don't care if it's a soccer fan, an NFL. Just if you're going to dish it, especially for a month at the same bar to people,
it's time.
You got to take it.
I'm surprised the bartenders weren't like,
oh, they were. Oh,
good.
100%. Okay. I feel better now.
I'm glad you feel better. Vince says he's got an Italia story. Get in here, Vince. What do you got for us?
Forza.
Yeah. So in 7th grade, they made you take
2 years ago.
Language. Yeah. So you had to take, it was Spanish, French, and Italian. You had to take each one for a third of the year, or for a fourth of the year, and then the fourth semester was computers or something. The fourth language.
C++.
But the Italian teacher hated my guts, and it was mutual. Like, I would show up late on purpose. I don't know if you guys can tell this about me, but I was not a great student. So
No.
Could you not roll your R's? Was that the problem?
no, that happened to me in 6th grade. The Spanish teacher hated me. She was like, "You're not leaving this room until you can roll your R." And I'm like, "I can't do it." And I stayed there for like 2 class periods because she wouldn't let me leave because I couldn't roll my R. But my Italian teacher hated us, right? Or hated me. And she made us chant that Forza Azori thing. And one time she made me stand up in front of the room by myself and chant that to the class. And you know, you're 13, so being singled out in front of a class of people, you're like, I want to die.
Not ideal.
No.
That was like your version of like Bart Simpson, where he's like, I won't light the cafeteria on fire, and he has to write it 500 times. It was basically your Italian version. I love
roll my R's.
Yeah, so she got me back, basically.
Yeah.
She, believe it or not, the teacher was smarter than the 12-year-old kid.
Love it.
And that was only last year for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Back quickly.
Yeah. So I wasn't rooting against Italy because I am half Italian, but I also wasn't rooting for them just because in the back of my head I was like, I hope she's upset. But whatever.
I'm glad you're upset.
You're having a great day, and you still can't speak a lick of Italian.
Not a lick.
I can
And
speak
then
a lick.
I took French for 5 years. I can't speak a lick of that either.
I started taking Italian, like, you know, when the pandemic started and everybody was like, I'm going to get a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I started listening to. And then now I just kind of fell off because everything got busy. I can speak a little bit, introduce myself. I can say, io so americano, io so parlo un po' italiano, which is I'm American. I speak a little Italian. And then I can like order food and, you know, all that nonsense. Buongiorno. E qualcosa?
Can't do it. I don't know how you roll your R. I don't know how to do it. I'll never be able to do it.
You're like that TikTok trend that goes around where it's like girls can't like make machine gun noises with their mouth. You can't speak Italian.
I can't do that either.
Try to make a machine gun noise.
I can't. I know I can't.
Try it.
So I've listened to the Hamilton soundtrack at least 400 times, and there's that part where they come in and they make the machine gun noise. And it's my favorite part of the play. I can't do it.
I need you to try it right now. I'm not.
I can't.
Yeah, then try. What can you do machine gun noise?
I mean, what
like yeah, all right, it's fantastic. Yeah,
it's not that. Buongiorno. Okay.
Whatever.
All right.
Oh, look, Vince is back. He's gonna try it. Get Vince, try it. My pussy hurts. Oh, Vince, come on, don't say that. Well, I'm trying hard. Vince, you're trying so hard, man. Guys, don't make fun of me anymore. Vince, stop. Come on. All right, just get back in the green room. It's fine. Don't cry.
This is teacher Vince. Say buongiorno.
Buongiorno. I don't know how to do it. Vince, come on.
Buongiorno.
Oh, poor Vince. Come on, buddy. You're doing great, man.
That was actually scale 1 to 10. Is he going to be more upset or less upset than Aiden was? Aiden was big mad.
Was he really?
No, I don't think really. But
okay.
You want to talk about crying? He's like, "Oh, I'm putting so much work in. 2 minutes into this podcast, I don't even want to talk about." He said, "You saw it. He was just upset because he thinks he stole me from you."
Well, there's certain people I'm just always going to shit on as long as they live. Aiden and Eddie on the top of that list. Mm-hmm. Eddie does so much stuff behind the scenes that nobody knows about, and I will never give him credit for a single part of it. This is the nicest I'll ever be towards Eddie is right now.
He drove from New Hampshire to Pennsylvania for a half-a-day event and stayed at a Red Roof Inn.
Yeah, I mean, that was big. He also got blacked out drunk and almost won the whole contest, but
true.
Good on him.
Kind of secluded, just knowing you're not.
Yeah,
that was a long way to say I'm going to the Pokemon's this weekend.
That was a long way to say that we're probably better at spitballing than the spitballing guys, but you know.
Wow. I did not see this cut until now.
Got to pop out a baby at any moment, so I'm sure I'm gonna be co-hosting over there sometime.
Your hair's a lot, hey, Vince. Hair's a lot.
Always. I stole his best friend week 2 of the radio, I showed up and took his place and showed out.
You red bitch.
And I'll just take his job at Spitballing too. Maybe I'll just take over Brandon. Maybe I will just lead a revolt and take over the company from him.
Oh, I'm telling Jody. Or I think that was his name, Jody. All right. Well, first off, let me address one thing. When this baby comes, I'm still going to be hosting the show. It's just that, guess what? We might be recording at 1 a.m.
Yep.
When baby 1's asleep and baby 2 finally fell asleep. Who knows? Baby 1 last night, Ava, by the way, that's her name. She woke up at 1:30, 2-ish. She didn't go back to sleep till 4:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted. Look at these eyes.
Was that from the thunderstorm that rolled through, or just woke up?
No, she just woke up and she was just wide awake.
Hammered by a storm at like 3 in the morning. Like I got visibly scared. I actually grabbed my phone to make sure we weren't in like a tornado warning. It was that bad. I was about to be like, we need to go in the basement.
We didn't get any of that. She just was wound for sound. She just wasn't going to sleep. Yo, this is gonna air on Wednesday, meaning tomorrow, if you're listening. The Open. The Open is here. How did that happen?
I kind of I don't want to say forgot about it, but there's been so much happening in sports. Like this past weekend was just like, it was unbelievable with baseball games, the Euro, the UFC, and we had, the home run derby to look forward to last night, the All-Star game, which is tonight, that, no one really gives a shit about. But yeah, it kind of got lost, especially because we didn't have it last year at all. So it's like been out of mind. So Shane Lowry is still the Open champion, correct? Defending?
Yes.
Right? The one in Northern Ireland?
Yes, I believe so. Vince is on that. I know that. I know the betting favorite this year is Rahm, and I love John Rahm. I think I'm like slowly becoming like a full-blown like John Rahm guy.
Especially after what happened to him earlier, where they literally pulled him off 18 and like, listen, you're done.
Yeah, he should have 2 wins already on the season because he had that thing in the bag.
Like, let him play by himself without a caddy, with no one around.
The whole thing didn't make any sense anyway because you found out you let him play, and then now it's an issue. It doesn't make any sense. Send him off tomorrow. Like, he's clearly already been hugging everybody, handshaking, high-fiving all day. Let him go off tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., be the first one on, first one off, and then let that be the end of it. He's 6 strokes up.
Yep.
It was unbelievable.
It was brutal. But I do love the Open. It's different golf. I love when it's freezing and wind in their face. And I saw something while I was at the gym today that I know you love. I saw the times at the bottom, and it's like Shane Lowry going off at 4:58 in the morning.
Oh, I love that shit. Especially now, because at any point in time, like literally my wife could go into labor now. Like right now. Right now. She can go into labor at any moment. All right. Now we have the Olympics coming up. I'm not sure if you know this. Babies cry. That's what they do around the clock. You do not sleep. It's awful. What happened to me last night is going to be my life
every
for
day.
the next 3 months. It's going to suck. One caveat with me being up at all hours of the night, Olympics are on all hours of the night. The Open is on all hours of the night. I'm going to have shit to watch. So it's a little caveat to get me through the pain and suffering and the fact that I'm going to get really fat because I'm not sleeping well. Even if I'm working out, it doesn't matter. You don't sleep, get fat. That's how it works, guys. All right. This is not a biology class, but don't sleep, get fat. They go hand in hand together. So I'm going to get fat, but I'm going to get fat watching beach volleyball all night.
I mean, so that means once the Olympics are over, the Open are over, are you finding like, table tennis that's just on the internet that's happening in Hong Kong?
So with the Winter Olympics, there's like 4 different things I can get into. Like I love the biathlon where they're skiing and shooting.
Oh yeah, shooting.
Love that. Curling, don't care. Guys, girls, whoever's in, I'm watching it. Figure skating, not going to look at a second of it. Speed skating in. There's only a handful of things like I like. Summer Olympics, there's not a bad event.
No. Gymnastics?
Even gymnastics good. Yeah.
Oh. I mean, the rowing, the team row, and surfing's in it this year.
Like, I don't even know how you judge that. Like, he didn't fall down to 10 points. He didn't fall down.
No idea. And I said that to one of my cousins. Like, what if like I get a sick wave, but then you don't? I don't get how they do it.
it doesn't make any sense. But I'm in. I'm watching every second of it. I was already looking at some of the times. Like I think like one of like the next like basketball games is like they start at 3 a.m. Like, oh, feed me. I'm not going to be awake to watch it unless the baby's croak. But
speaking of that, real quick, are we in panic mode about Team USA or no? They dropped down to like minus 320 to win the whole thing. So I feel like that's a good spot to maybe win some money because they were like plus like 800 or minus 800.
Yeah, I actually bet last game. I bet them first half. They covered the first half line. I didn't bet them full game, and thank God I didn't. Because going into that game, they were minus 2,000 to win that game, and they lost. Yeah, Matisse Thybulle literally just putting a hurting on Team USA. It's bananas. They say that they're trying to get used to the officiating. I personally think that it's just they don't care yet.
Yeah,
they just don't care.
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried either. They're going to win gold. It's just that like how uncomfortable they're going to make it. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So we shall see. Yeah, but I'm all in on the Olympics. All in. Golf. We got golf too in the Olympics. Speaking of the Open, we got golf in. McGregor. Do we want to get into McGregor?
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
That was ugly. Well, first of all, seeing Greg Hardy get his ass kicked.
Fantastic.
Loved it.
That is basically the sports version of Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Vince, I know you're too young to understand Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's a book that for some reason was in every single elementary school classroom and middle school classroom. But that's exactly what that was.
It was an actual book, like you held the book, Vince.
Yeah. It was
pages.
Yeah. So it's like the internet. Yeah. What's a book? Yeah. It's like Wikipedia, but like if you printed it out and stapled it together. That's a book.
Mm-hmm.
So no, you're right. Watching him get absolutely destroyed was fantastic. I also went 4-0 on UFC plays. I didn't.
You were on fire.
I was cooked. And here's the thing: it wasn't me being like, "Hey, guess what? I won all of my bets." It's, "Hey, this is what I'm about to bet," and then it happened.
Ride with me.
I was cooking, so I had that first round KO for that one as well. But McGregor fight, man. I mean, we're McGregor guys. Everybody knows that.
We are.
That was awful. And I think it was bad for everybody. It's bad for McGregor. It's bad for Dana White. I don't think it's great for Dustin. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't prove anything. So overall, it was just a bad night.
First he was getting his ass kicked. I couldn't believe McGregor took him to the ground. I was like, this is just not McGregor's. And then he was eating shots. And I was like, oh God, this is what it's going to be again. And I did not see the leg break live. I saw him step back and then he fell. And I was like, huh, what's going on? And I think, I forget, somebody texted in the group, was like, he broke his tibia. And I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then I was like, oh, that's what they're talking about. Yeah,
I'm the same as you. I was watching it. I saw him go down on the ground. I thought he just stumbled because like he like stumbles and like in real time, you slow it down, you see him make that face, but in real time you couldn't tell. He hits the ground. He's just on top of him. I hear the bell ring and I'm like, oh my God, just survive this storm and make it the next round. Bell rings. And then immediately he starts like pointing at his ankle and the ankle's just like sideways. Yep. And I was like, this is fucking over.
That was like the Dak Prescott when Tony Romo was like, I think it's just a calf strain. He's cramping. And then the camera was down. It was just
literally backwards. Yeah. It was bad. I didn't expect that. I mean, nobody expected anything like that. So now what happens? I mean,
how about like talk about, I don't think my brain could work this way. Like he was immediately promoting on the ground, leg is broken. You just lost and he's promoting. Like he's trying to make money.
He was so angry that was the hardest it was ever to like decipher his Irish accent. Because one time he's like, yeah, the bloody thing is the bollocks. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on right now. I haven't a clue what he's saying, but I know he's pissed.
But Joe Rogan going to sit down next to him, I was like,
phenomenal.
Like this is why UFC is thriving.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I think it's bad for business when McGregor isn't at his top. Here's the thing. I'm sure Dustin's a great guy. I'm sure he's an excellent fighter. He's USA. That's awesome.
Yep.
I'm a casual. I'm gonna say it. I'm a casual UFC fan. I'm not, not watching Wednesday night fights.
No. Go to branded MMA if you are.
Right. Those guys know everything. I've never heard of Dustin Poirier before he even started mixing it up with Conor McGregor the first time. I'm not saying that he's a bad fighter, but he's not a marketable fighter in my eyes. Like, I'm never going to be like, oh, I got to watch that fight tonight because Dustin Poirier is fighting. Like, that's not going to happen for me. McGregor, his next fight back, I'm going to buy it. I'll be watching. There's 100%. No way I'll miss it. I don't care who he's fighting.
That's like, I was watching it with Lisa and her sister and my brother-in-law, and Lisa and her sister were like, hasn't he lost like the last 2 fights? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, why do you even care? Like, I'm like, you just don't get it.
It's Jordan on the Wizards.
Yes.
He sucks, but I still got to watch it. I mean, he's still got to see him play.
Still got some hope there.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's crazy.
How about Dana White too, throwing out there the whole sports might get shut down again because of COVID, but I'm just putting it out there that the UFC will not stop. Like, don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby?
Dare put that evil on me. I don't know what that is. If that's him just getting ahead of it, just reminding people, like,
is that fear from him that like the big boy's coming back soon? Like, he knows the NFL is coming back in 8 weeks and he's been thriving and he's just fearful.
I don't know what that was. I think more than anything, it was like him panicking, but I don't know. I don't know what that was at all. Maybe the Delta strands got him scared. Good.
It just popped into my head, and this is what we do here at Spitballing. Literally just popped in my head. I've never asked you this question. Wasn't on any of the pre-show, but it just popped in my head. So Richard Branson went into space on Sunday, and Jeff Bezos is going into space in like 10 days. I was listening to the radio, and they said it could get up to the point where there's 500 people a month traveling to space. Will you be one of them if you can afford it?
So if I could afford it, I would definitely want to be. If I could afford it, would I go? No, because my wife would not allow that. Now, if I were a singlesman, my ass is in space. No doubt about it. I love space. I am a spaceman. Everybody knows that about me. All right. Interstellar. It's a top 3 movie of all time. Contact. Just great. I mean, they're all good movies. I'm a spaceman. If I could afford to get out there, shoot me up. All right. Put me in a tin can, fire me up.
Would you rather be in Richard Branson's spaceship or Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. I looked at pictures of his. I don't know if Vince can pull it up. The inside of Jeff Bezos's spaceship looks like a Ritz-Carlton.
Oh my God. Yeah. See, like that, I'm all about that. And also, like, I think Jeff Bezos wouldn't be as weird. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, I feel like
did you see like Richard Branson and Musk the other day? Like, just like I was looking at them, like, they're billionaires. Look at that.
Richard Branson would be like, he'd be the guy that he has his like own homemade soup recipe or like French onion soup that you want no part of, but he like forces you to eat it. Mm-hmm. And then like he only throws like themed parties. Yes. Like, it's like you got to come over and like everybody has to wear their like nicest silk robe. It's
and
like,
then he puts on like parchment paper the recipe for the French onion soup and wraps it up with a little bow and gives it to everybody as they leave.
Yep, exactly. It's like, man, I don't want your French onion soup. I don't want to wear a silk robe. I just thought we were gonna have some, have a good time and barbecue a little bit. I don't know what's happening here, Richard. So no, I'm not getting trapped up in space with that guy.
No, even if it's for 3 minutes in space.
Vince's places he'll never go: space, anywhere sharks live, Wildwood, Nashville. Okay.
Don't really agree with that list at all, except for Wildwood.
Well, sharks thing too. I mean, unless you consider like just walking into the ocean.
Yeah, like sharks live in the ocean, Vince. So never go to the ocean.
Also, I don't want to get too deep in this topic because I don't want this episode to go too long. Shark Week sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know who needs to hear that out there that likes Shark Week. You're an idiot.
Like Shark Week was cool 13 years ago.
Yeah, like there's nothing good. Every year it's the same thing. It's like, we're going to catch the megalodon. And then it's 6 hours of them like showing a footage of like a fin that might be the megalodon. And then like, oh, sorry, guys. It's
like, remember a couple of years ago when they're like, Michael Phelps is going to race a shark. And it was for like a month. And you're like, he's going to race a shark. And then it was an animated shark.
It was an animated shark, and all they did was like took like a time trial of his.
The fuck are we doing?
I watched like the lead up of that, and like he's like, and I'm like expecting like a glass barrier to separate him and a great white, and then all of a sudden it's just him, like a little mechanical shark, and I was like, what the fuck is this, man?
I know. So yeah, so Shark Week is overrated, stupid, and just old. Be done.
Shark Week is like one of like the top 10 reasons why like terrorists try to attack us, and like they have a point. You know what I mean? Like in that sense, not like anything else they do, but like Shark Week is just way over the top.
Yeah, that Shark Week shows that we have nothing going on.
Shark
Week
we have
way too much time on our hands.
Is so American only. That's so stupid.
I can't wait till we get attacked by Shark Week people.
I hope so, because those nerds aren't even they're too busy watching Shark Week. They don't even.
True.
The only way that we get Shark Week people here is if we put in like a preview and we say like preview Shark Week, and it's like you and I riding like a fake great white.
I'm all in. All right, what do we got? We got anything left before we bring in?
No, let's get to the fire interview. We got a fire interview, and then on the other side, we got a little top 5 list we're going to throw out there.
We do have a little top 5 list. So yeah, we have Devan, like we said, the Queen of Philadelphia, joining us now. We are also in this interview, so don't think like we're not doing it today. We are playing Cameo High Low with our guest. We're all in with playing games with our guests, so expect a lot more of that. And if you do enjoy this episode, if you do enjoy this interview, make sure you're subscribed to Spitballin' on Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, follow us everywhere. Okay. YouTube, just subscribe, rate, listen, watch, tell your friends, and enjoy this fire interview with the Queen of Philadelphia, Devan Kaney. All right, Joe. Last week when we were trying to figure out who we wanted to have as our first guest, I mean, I don't know if you know, Devan, Joe and I have interviewed some really cool people like Harry Mays, Super Bowl champion, Martin Gramatica, Linda Cohn. Like there's some names. So we were like, do we bring one of those people back? No. Okay. Joe, like he said, he's been getting into the TikTok game. We have a very big Philly fan base, like me, which we'll talk about later. So Joe was like, there's only one person we can have on. Correct, Joe?
Correct. I said it immediately. I shouted over. I said, listen, we're going to add Devan to the short list. And we're going to move right.
Guys, what an honor. I mean, Harry, to be named alongside someone like Harry Mays, like I'm truly honored. My weird TikToks have finally paid off. So thank you.
Well, welcome. So before we dive into any, Philadelphia sports issues, which there's a lot of them going on.
Yeah.
First thing, Joe and I both listened to your last podcast. You had Field Yates on. Maybe we'll talk about later about you hooking him up for here. But you guys were talking about traveling and the TSA pre thing.
Yeah.
And Joe and I could not agree with you more. I think Vince actually has a tweet of mine from earlier in the summer. I went to Florida, and my wife did not have TSA pre. So I put it out there. What do I do? Do I go with her in the Savage line, or do I leave her and go in my line? Joe couldn't agree more. I mean, I left her. I had to. I don't want to take my shoes off.
No, absolutely not. Especially when it's getting down to the wire. So I mentioned on our last episode, which first of all, thanks for listening. On an earlier episode, I told this story of how I was traveling for work and we had like about 5 of us. And I was the only one with pre-check, and I left the rest of the guys because they had like camera equipment, no pre-check, and they missed the flight. And you know what? I don't feel any sort of guilt over it, because I just would have, like, me missing the flight would not have solved any problems. They probably still would have just done the same thing. So no regrets.
Listen, everybody has a chance to enroll. It's not a secret club.
Right. Exactly. Right. You snooze, you lose. If you want to go get your own pre-check, that's fine. I'm not going to wait for you.
I had a bachelor party a couple months ago, or maybe a month ago. And one of the guys who I was going with didn't have it. And he was like, you're going to stand in line with me, right? I was like, absolutely not. I'm standing next to you like a peasant. I'm not doing that. I'm going in the TSA pre-check, and I'll meet you on the other side.
You're like, there's 1,300 people in this line. There's 2 over there. You have to take your shoes off. You got to take your iPad out. I can just walk right through.
Hey, what's going on? Me. Let me ask you this. Are you a get there early or get there right on time?
Usually get there right on time. I'm definitely more on like the later side, especially now. I mean, have you guys been to an airport lately? Like, it really fucking sucks because everything's closed. Like, I used to be like, I'd get a water bottle, maybe a snack, and now there's like one store open in an entire terminal, so there's no point in getting there early. So I'm late to everything, but especially airports.
I am the get there 2 hours early, not because I'm scared of missing a flight. I just love setting up shop at the airport. Yeah, I like you, love traveling by myself. It's weird traveling then with somebody because you're like, oh man, like now I gotta like.
Are we on the same travel level?
Yeah, we gotta get on the same cadence. Like, listen, we're going here, we're bopping, we're moving. But I love getting there like 2 hours early, just setting up shop and just that's my time. You know what I mean? Just hang out.
Well, when things are normal, there is nothing better than getting there early and setting up shop at the bar and getting a nice glass of wine or two, or
no matter what time it is,
sometimes 3, and just vibing out by yourself. Like, it's the best. And then when you're with other people, even if it's like I travel with my mom sometimes, or even a close friend, it's like, oh man, I have to talk to you. I can't just like sit here and vibe alone. So I get it for sure.
There's no time. There's no rules. There's no time when it comes to the airport when drinking. You get there, it's time to go. We're drinking
10 a.m. happy hour. Who cares?
Oh. Is there a better place that people watch?
No. Okay. I actually was going to say, do you guys know, because you guys are Philly guys, this is completely kind of unrelated to airports, but just in terms of people watching, I found myself at Vesper nightclub. Have you guys been there? No, I don't really recommend it, but it was like the best people watching I've had in recent memory, honestly. So I don't really recommend going there. I don't usually go there. I somehow found myself there last weekend. But
do you have an example of someone that stood out?
What are we talking? What are we working with?
So
like John
I'm not
from
a big
Blythesburg?
nightclub person. Like, I feel like Philly isn't a big nightclub city. And I somehow found myself going with like this massive group of people to get like a massive table with bottle service at Vesper nightclub in Philadelphia to watch the UFC fight on Saturday. And just like the kind of people that a Philly nightclub attracts. It's like peak, like South Philly Italian, but then also like bougie. I can't even describe it. And that's why people watching was so entertaining. So I'm like, who the fuck are all these people here? Like, sorry if I curse.
Oh no, we're good. We are uncut.
A lot of there, I assume, just everywhere.
Yeah, just like, I also hadn't been in a crowded nightclub probably since the pandemic. So in over a year. So it was just like a weird, I probably looked super creepy because I was just watching everyone the whole time.
Were there any Philly jerseys, or did the Eagles chant come out at any point?
Eagles chant didn't come out, but Dreams and Nightmares came on, and the entire place knew every single word and kind of just like lit up as soon as they put it on. And that it was fun. Like, I'm not a big, like, if you're at a Phillies game, don't start an Eagles chant, especially because the Eagles like kind of sucked last year. But yeah, the Dreams and Nightmares was kind of fun. So I'll let that one slide.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Eagles. Let's start off hot. I'm going to get you right away. Give me feet to the fire. 6.5 wins over under right now in Vegas. Where are you going with the Eagles?
Over.
Ooh.
Oh, that is not a confident over. That's like over. Maybe
I don't know.
6 and a tie. I don't know.
Oh, what a way to lose!
Honestly, the tie does not sit right with me. It doesn't sit right. I don't respect the tie. I'm like, what is it? Ted Lasso has a quote about ties. Like, I'm not with them. So I would rather honestly take a loss than a tie. I know it's a ridiculous thing to say, but
no, I'm with it. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you guys? What's your answer to that?
Well, listen, let's address the elephant in the room. And that's Kevin is a Cowboys fan. So,
no,
it's awful. He's from Jersey.
I'll move my camera over for a minute. I do have a
huge fan.
Okay.
He's a total scumbag.
You can't hang those on the same wall.
You think so, right?
I agree with you. I am in total agreement with you. So I am a diehard Cowboys fan. Been my whole life. Grew up in Jersey. Grew up in the 90s. Cowboys were good. Attracted me. front runner scumbag. I get it, but I've had 30 years of misery since then. I decided to marry an Eagles fan. She would not let me put my banner up until she got her own banner. It showed up at the house one day, didn't know it was coming. She goes, "Here, now you can hang your banner next to this." Miserable life. So I hope they have zero.
So horrible for you. But okay, I mean, I guess that's fair. I still don't like them, that close together, but
especially with the Eagles in the middle. It's bullshit.
Yeah, well, most recent championship. I don't know what you're going to do. Those are just
one is the loneliest number that you'll ever see.
You haven't seen a championship and been able to write cursive at the same time.
Oh, I was learning cursive. Okay.
There's absolutely no chance. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is why I didn't want to talk about this. Anyway, Eagles, I think are going to go under. I actually think Jalen Hurts is not going to be it. And I think it's one of the worst teams in the league, unfortunately, next year. I just don't see it.
Okay.
Really?
I do. I think you're looking at like a 4-13 team.
Ooh.
That extra game now throws me off every time. I have football math is like just so simple.
Yeah.
Boom, 7-9, 8-8, 10-6. That extra game is messing me up. But yeah, I think they're going to be, unfortunately, one of the worst teams in the league.
See, I think Philly fans back in the link is good for 2 to 3 wins. Just right there.
Yeah, you see, and Vince can pull it up. Vince, pull up their schedule. There's a portion of the Eagles schedule, and I think it starts right around like week 3 or 4, where they probably won't win a game for 6 straight weeks. Like, it's just a brutal run in the schedule that it early and often is going to tank them. I'm excited for Devontae Smith. I think he's the truth. I think he's the real deal. He's going to be a blessing. But all right,
here we go. Which weeks?
All right. So start week 3 right there. So Cowboys.
You don't think we're going to beat the Cowboys on
the road? Oh, I just think the Cowboys are better right now. But Cowboys and home against the Chiefs, on the road against the Panthers, home against the Bucks, on the road.
That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough.
That is a tough little run there, and it doesn't get easier, especially when we got the Saints now, but you'll finish with the division, which, by the way, I hate that we always finish just like 4 or 5 straight division games.
Dude, I swear we're like the only team that gets that every single year. It's always like Cowboys, Giants, and it's always the Cowboys last, which I know is probably intentional for like ratings and whatever, but
still,
I mean, I hate how the NFL does it where you play. Hold on, Vince. What are we doing here? We're talking schedule, and then all of a sudden it just goes away. They play the Cowboys week 3, and then they don't play them again till week 18. Dude, yet you play Washington week 15 and then week 17.
It makes no sense. The whole thing makes sense. Every year we have the Falcons for some reason within the first like 2 or 3 weeks of the year, and then it just barrage of NFC East games at the end of the season.
See,
I feel like we always start with Washington football team though. So that's different this year because usually they're, I feel like, in our first like 3 weeks, but now I guess Cowboys are our first. I think we could potentially beat the Cowboys.
So do I.
I think they'll split. No matter what, I think they'll split. I just think there's a better chance that they're going to beat the Cowboys week 18, which is bizarre to say, than they are week 3.
I don't know. I think by week 3, I mean, Dak could still be rusty. I mean, the Cowboys defense still is not going to be very good. I think what actually happens is the Eagles start 0-2 and your first win is in Dallas. And then you lose to the Chiefs. But then I think you can beat Carolina. I think you can beat the Raiders and the Lions as well.
Listen, free tip for everybody out there listening. Whatever the over-under is right now for Carolina's wins, take the over. Yeah. Because that team is going to be one of the best teams in the NFC this year. I think
that rule.
Really?
Why? 4 of the losses last year, I think, came from a combined score of like 6 points. So they should have been 4 wins better than they even were last year. Matt Rule has those guys playing. I love that team as like a dark horse to come out and probably compete for the NFC title this year.
And you give Sam Darnold a healthy Christian McCaffrey and the wide receivers they have.
Why not? Right? Why not? So what are your thoughts on the whole Jalen Hurts thing? How confident are you on Jalen Hurts to come in and be the guy?
I like Jalen Hurts. I do. I don't like, is he Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady level quarterback? I don't know yet. No, I don't think he has that level of capability, but believe in him. Like, I was definitely team Hurts over Wentz when that was kind of a debate and they were going back and forth. And especially when we just started sucking so bad that it really didn't matter. Like, I thought they could have put Hurts in a lot earlier. I just don't, it's so hard for me because, like, I truly don't know how I feel. Like, I can't get a grip on this coaching staff, you know? Like, and I feel like that's going to have a big impact. Like, I like Nick Sirianni's energy. I feel like they're young. I like, you know, what I've seen so far on social media, but like, no, we haven't seen them. We don't know what their overall style is. And I feel like that's going to make a big difference. So I think like that impacts Jalen Hurts' ability when he takes the field this season. You know, like, I don't think Doug Peterson really did well by Jalen Hurts last year. So I don't know. I guess I like Jalen Hurts. I'm going to support him. He's my quarterback. So I'm not going to hate on him. Truly.
I hope so. Yeah, I was going to bring this up. I don't know if you saw this today. There was the report, I guess, came out from WIP that there's some people saying that they don't know if they support Sirianni. And then Lane immediately comes over the top and he's like, say the names. Tell us who it is then if it's not BS.
I love that.
It's amazing.
This actually, I didn't see this tweet today, but like, this pisses me off because I thought that we moved past this. Mm-hmm. I did not like that at all when I feel like last season especially, and maybe it was like the season before a little bit, these stupid like anonymous reports that honestly, my theory was that they were Carson Wentz or I don't know, someone who left. So it upsets me that now that it's happening again. But like the like gossip girl, like people aren't happy. Let's like leak it to the press. Like what? Just I agree with him. Just say the fucking names.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us know who the stickers are.
Carson Wentz.
It's good though. Seeing that's good because that's something that you're now going to bond over. I feel like recently, you know, it's been WIP has just been getting dragged for what they've been doing. So being able to create like the common enemy there, I think is a good thing. So I'm excited. I love seeing
when
Lane.
all else fails, go against WIP. There you
Correct.
go.
Amen. All right. Let's talk about Sixers. Sixers season obviously ended.
Sure you want to do this?
We have to.
Wait. Are you a Sixers fan?
Yes.
So you're a Cowboys football fan, but a Sixers basketball fan?
Yes.
Because of your wife?
No. Because of Joe, maybe. I don't know. No, I've always my other wife.
Okay. I just had to get that. I had to clear that up before. So
listen, we don't have to talk
also Yankees fan. Just want to throw that out there. Make sure
we're
on the same page. He's a Yankees fan as well. Yankees fan, Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm the worst. But I admit that I'm the worst.
Yeah. I guess that's the first step. Like, I don't know.
Admitting you have a problem is the first.
Kevin supports only teams that lead the leagues in calf tattoos. That's about it.
I feel like usually if you're a Yankees fan and a Cowboys fan, for some reason I feel like you just have to be a Lakers fan.
Yeah. No.
No? Okay.
No. So again,
unfortunately not.
I have reasons behind each team, but no, I'm a front runner. I'm a 90s front runner.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
What does that mean though?
They were all good then and they all suck now.
So you're a bandwagon fan.
Exactly, but I held on. I didn't leave.
Okay. Or fair weather fan, I should say, not bandwagon.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a 1994 bandwagon fan. He's just hung on like whoever's good in
my starter jacket.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's why he had the Pogs. He just keeps them around just to try to relive the glory days.
Yep.
Those were the glory days, yeah, when Pogs were in. All right, I respect it.
All right, Sixers break all of our hearts. Mm-hmm. Absolutely devastating. Rumors came out today. It sounds like the sham bomb drops that they're actively now looking to trade Ben Simmons. I think when I saw the teams listed, I saw Sacramento, Indiana, Minnesota, and there was another team in there. But
Detroit?
No, I don't think it was Detroit. But let me ask you this. Ben Simmons, opening night roster, is he a Sixer, yes or no?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think they're going to trade him.
I think I kind of lean your way because I think that they're not going to get what they deem valuable enough to move him.
Yeah. I think I would be okay with him being on the roster if they got to work with him. I think a lot of it is like mental for him. And I don't know how you even handle that, but I do think we need to add, like, I want Damian Lillard. I don't know if we can get him without trading Ben Simmons for him plus other players. No. I just think we need more. We need more if he's going to stay on the roster, but like his contract is expensive. So I don't know. Like, I get way too attached to players, like when they've played in the city for a long time. And I don't know if necessarily Ben has like taken ownership of Philly, but I do have like that one part of me that pulls on my heartstrings that, like, despite what he did this past season, I would be okay with it. I don't know.
I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah, I get it as well. I mean, I'm a Ben supporter. So I'm big time a Ben fan. I would love to see him have success here. I just don't know if he could do it, because I think it's exactly what you just said. I think it's a mental block. It's not one of these things where he can't shoot. It's just that he refuses to shoot.
Right.
What do you think,
like,
Ben?
How do you handle that? I don't know. And that's the thing. I feel like we're nearing the point of a Carson Wentz situation almost. And I don't like comparing the two, but I do think Philly has a way of, like, kind of, once you've lost our trust or loyalty, we kind of like run you out of the city. Like Carson Wentz, like, we completely turned on him. And I don't think he handled it well at all. I think Ben's been better about, like, not really letting the sports talk radio and what fans are saying kind of affect him. If anything, he seems to like thrive off of it. But I don't know. I just hope we don't turn him on us.
I hope
he doesn't turn on us.
How about Tobias? Is he not the luckiest guy in the world that Ben Simmons is bad at free throws right now? Because he came up so short in that series too at times.
I feel like he missed 143 layups in that series.
Yeah.
Tough. It was all pivotal moments too. Like just when you absolutely need him, like, he wasn't there. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see if they make any moves. One of those big three contracts have to get off the books, whether it's Simmons, Embiid, or Tobias. It's obviously not going to be Embiid.
Not going to be Embiid. No. I
just don't know what you do if you bring all three back.
Yeah.
You know, Danny Green's not coming back, obviously, after all that he's said.
You don't think so? See, I think he might.
Really?
Yeah.
What was your take on the whole fan thing?
I think, okay, so this goes back to kind of what I was saying about Ben Simmons. I think Philly is a very, like, when you're with us, you're with us. When you're against us, you're against us. So when a player comes out and blames the fans after his team put up, including himself, Danny Green did not play well.
No.
Any of the postseason.
Well,
really.
Game 1, he virtually cost the game because he couldn't guard Trae Young.
I mean, he shouldn't have been guarding Trae Young, but, like, he still did not play well at all. No one did. So I just think, like, once you kind of come out and, like, say that it's the fans' fault, and, like, I did read the transcript and listen to his bite, and, like, I do think some people, like, blew it up a bit, because I don't think he meant it as, like, oh, it's all the fans' fault that we lost. It's not our fault. I do think he meant it as a supportive teammate. Like, hey, guys, Ben is going through it. Maybe, like, be supportive of him. So I don't know. I see both sides of it. But, like, I'm not going to come out and just, like, attack him. I think it's easy to play into the narrative, though. And, like, things just spin out of control with our fan base.
I talk about it all the time. Like, the whole fans getting hot and bothered that he went to Wimbledon. Like, what are we doing?
Right. Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, if he wants to do that, and, like, I think I tweeted, because I honestly just follow this account on my own. It's like a account that posts celebrity homes that are for sale in Los Angeles. And I reposted on Twitter because Ben Simmons came up, and it was like, Ben Simmons bought this, like, $17 million home in LA. And I'm like, oh, I hope it has a practice court. Like, obviously joking, people are actually mad about it. Like, no, I don't actually care. He can buy a house if he wants. He can go to Wimbledon. Like, maybe he needs it. Maybe he needs a mental break. Maybe he needs to escape Philadelphia for a
100%.
bit. Like, you do you, Ben.
It's the weirdest thing in the world when they were getting mad that he was just taking time off to just sit and watch a tennis match. And I just go back to this. It's like, Yeah, you would love to see him shooting, but even if he spent that entire day shooting for 23 hours straight, and then the 1 hour he's photographed at Wimbledon, it was going to be a problem.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like, no matter what, it was going to be a problem.
Right.
Ridiculous.
And like that is the type of stuff that if I were an athlete would drive me out of town and would make me be like, okay, trade me then, because this city is impossible to work with. Like I can't, they're never going to accept me after that. And I do worry about that with him. So I mean, I think we'll see. I think if he were to come back, I'd probably be a Ben supporter again and hope he could turn it around.
If he comes back, game 1, I am all the way back on my Ben Simmons bullshit that he is the next coming of Magic Johnson. I mean, I will sell myself immediately back onto him.
Well, so here's the thing that worries me. And like, it worries me about Carson Wentz. And I even said it before Carson Wentz left us, where I feel like Philly has this, like, I don't know what to call it. Maybe a curse. I don't know, where athletes suck for us and then they go somewhere else and they're incredible. Yeah. Like, I feel like it would be just our luck that we would trade Ben Simmons and he'd be incredible and would be shooting threes and scoring all these points for another team.
Carson's winning Super Bowl this year.
You think?
I think they have a chance to at least get there. I do. I really do.
I think the Colts are going to look really good, and I think you're going to have a lot of fans really upset this year. Oh, why didn't you do that for us? All that.
I mean, I don't think, like, I don't blame Carson really for a lot of his, like, I don't know, playing. Like, I think a lot of that lands on Doug and Howie, and
he had nothing around him.
Nothing.
Right. I just didn't like the way Carson handled all of it. I feel like he was a bit of a baby about just seemed to take it all too personally. And I didn't like that.
Yeah, I saw that comparison get thrown around. I saw some people, not to name names, AJ Torres, rights were branded, kind of got upset when the whole Ben Simmons, Carson Wentz comparison was made. But I thought it was way more than fair, because you had essentially a guy that just quit, who once he was put on the bench, he just kind of gave up on himself and he got in his own head. And then with Ben Simmons, you have a guy who the moment was just too big for him and he got in his own head. I thought the comparisons were super fair. You know, one is a guy that's, you know, bad luck. You get put on the bench. The next guy comes in, beats the Saints. It's tough to put you back out there for that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And I think like that's also kind of a show of strength in terms of like athletes. Like as an athlete, a pro athlete, you need to not let that shit get to your head.
Yep.
And I do think like Ben Simmons clearly has some sort of mental block. Hold on, let me read this tweet. There's 0% chance.
This tweet 100% locks in that Ben Simmons will be on the Sixers for the next 10 years. Like, it's done. So
0% chance.
It's yeah.
Somebody, I don't know who was it that dubbed him Steven AJ Torres or something, or Steven AJ Smith or whatever it was, but he's got some hot takes flying around.
All right,
I don't agree with that. And I also still don't support Simmons for Harden. I would not trade Simmons for Harden.
No. All right, I'm gonna
wait, one more Philly question. Last, we got to hit up one more team. We're not going to talk about the Flyers today because, listen, I'll be honest. They're number 4 in the city.
Are we going to talk about Phillies?
They're number 5. They're behind the Wings.
Phillies, 500.
They are. Thank you.
How much are they going to break my heart come September? How hard? Is this going to fall off, or do we have a real chance? Because I think when you look at the standings, you clearly have to win the division. You can't. The wild card's going to be unobtainable. Just with everything going on out west, it's going to be too much. Realistic chance, can these Phillies win this division this year?
Look, I don't know if you can tell this about me from our conversation so far, but I'm an optimist. I'm one of those, no matter how many times Philadelphia sports break my heart, I'm an optimist, and I do not think the Phillies have a chance. They do, like, they started off the season well, and they've gone up maybe a few times, but for the most part, I think we have way too many issues. Our bullpen, so their inconsistencies, injuries. I don't love what Joe Girardi's doing. I just don't think. I think it's going to go. It's going to drop. It's not going to stay above 500. I know it sounds bleak, but I just don't think they have it.
No, I tend to agree. I think when you look at, listen, That's not wrong at all. No, I agree. I think when you look at this team, they had the worst bullpen in like the history of baseball last year, and then somehow came back this year and got worse. Like it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now they did just bring JD Hammer back from what I recently saw. So
go pick up one of those shirts.
Go pick up those shirts, branded store. You're gonna want to buy yourself a Hammer Time shirt. But they need to move. Me personally, I think you move Vinny Velasquez. You move him in the bullpen. He clearly can't start, but I think he'd be a great arm out of the bullpen. And how about his interaction with the fan in Boston? That was fan.
You gotta love that.
I love it.
So it's stuff like going back to like what kind of athletes Philly fans embrace, like that shit. I feel like when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I like him. Okay, he's one of us. Like same with even Dwight Howard. I know, like I don't know if he'll be back or not, but like I love that he really feeds off the crowd and was like into it and loved getting the free Frosties. So yeah, anyway, sorry to digress, but like shit like that is what makes someone or makes me want to embrace an athlete, really athlete.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of, I'm going here. I'm putting you on the hot seat since we're talking a lot of Philly sports. And you're the queen of Philadelphia. Putting you on the hot seat here.
Thank you.
Best bar in the city, best steak in the city, and the best Jersey Shore beach.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to let you know the first two are important. The third one is critical that you get that right. All right.
Shit.
Do not miss that third one. But go ahead. Stage is yours.
Best bar in the city was number one. Best bar in the city is McGillen's. Say what you will about it. It's just a classic. I know it gets crowded with college kids sometimes, but whatever. Second, what was second?
Best steak.
Best steak. I'm not a big steak person.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say Park. I like Park.
I haven't had Park before.
Really? They have great food. I'm a Stone Harbor person. I feel like wait. I feel like you got, can I guess? Sea Isle?
I'm a Sea Isle.
He's Sea Isle.
Wildwood.
Is that offensive? Is that wrong?
No. Delete this. End the whole thing.
We gotta go.
Wildwood.
Am I canceled? No. Wait, what are you then?
I'm a Sea Isle.
I'm a Sea Isle man.
Okay.
I'm LBI.
Oh, okay. I like LBI. See, like LBI, I always forget is like part of the Jersey Shore, like Philly Jersey Shore.
Yeah, it's not as much. Because I live up in the suburbs. I'm up in Doylestown in Bucks County, so that makes more sense for where I live.
Okay.
Wild. Yeah. Do I have a neck tattoo? No. Why would I go to Wildwood?
Well, I said Sea Isle first in my.
All right, that's all right. I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah, I do think it's crazy how much Philly and like just like South Jersey, this whole area puts so much stock into what Jersey Shore you go to. It's like so much a part of your identity, you know? It's and like I've even judged people like, oh, you go to Wildwood? Okay.
Yeah.
Great
it's
for
like,
you.
It's what's your shore and what's your parish. Those are the two things you always have ready to roll. If you're in Philadelphia, you need to identify yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, do we want to get Vince in here? Play a little Cameo high-low?
Yeah, let's do it.
How do we play it? Do I get a down low on rules?
So
Vincent, I think I saw some of it on social.
You want me to go through the rules?
Yes, since you're the game show.
Right, so pretty easy. I'm going to say two people. You guys got to guess who's higher on Cameo.
Who costs more?
Yeah, who costs
not
more?
Not to toot my own horn, but I'm 3-0 after one episode. Joe is 0-3.
The last pick, I sent that out there as a humanitarian pick.
Yeah, well,
there's no reason that Tony Allen should
lost
more than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think that's just, we all agree on that. The fact that he does says a lot about society.
Yeah.
Wait, so do we all pick? Like, do we all go for each one, or is it one at a time?
Yeah, we'll all toss one out there. Vince will keep score. I'll most likely go 0 for 3 again, but who knows?
All right, let's do it.
What do you got? Vince?
So we're going Philly theme today. So first we have ex-Eagles wide receivers. We have Mike Quick and Chris Carter.
Ooh. I'll let our guest go first.
So I pick who's higher.
Yeah, who costs more on Cameo?
Quick for sure.
I think Carter. He's doing like ESPN stuff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Carter.
I'm gonna go Chris Carter as well.
And he's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yes.
Who you got? Who we got, Vince?
All right, so Chris Carter costs $159.99.
Oh my God! Don't tell me.
Mike Quick, $209.99.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Yes. Oh my God, I like
My first loss.
The
Let's
second
go.
you heard me say Carter, you should just went the other way.
Yep.
Doesn't make any damn sense. Cameo is broken.
All right, so for our second one, we have a little Cowboys-Eagles one. We have Randall Cunningham and Cowboys quarterback Danny White, who I was not aware of existing, but it says he was the Cowboys quarterback for 13 years.
All right, I'm going first. I'm going the Cowboys quarterback because there's no reason whatsoever he should cost more than Cunningham. There's just no reason whatsoever. So I'm going him because it doesn't make any sense.
I'm going Cunningham because I don't know who the other person is.
I mean, it's just not a household name. Randall Cunningham, everybody knows the running man.
I'm gonna go Randall Cunningham just for humanity's sake, as Joe would say.
All right, so Randall Cunningham is $139.99. The guy that half of this segment hasn't heard of, Danny White, $189.99. So
See.
Joe is on the board finally.
Just doesn't make any
Wow.
sense. Just doesn't. I mean, that's just wrong. Say his name again. What's his name?
Danny White.
Danny White.
Danny White, quarterback.
Yeah, look him up. Beautiful man. It's a beautiful man.
He was
First
the
off,
quarterback for 13
That is a beautiful
years.
man. Great
he
hair.
doesn't even know. They don't even have the year that he got married. It's like spouse Jolene White married ? Question mark. But they got divorced in 2016. That doesn't make any sense. Jeff White, Reed White, Heather White, Ryan White. Wait. Oh no, that's Westwood. Yeah,
I got to tell you, before he played for the Cowboys, he played for the Memphis Southern Men. I think we need to bring that team back. No idea what that team is, but
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like a team that in 2021
he's also a Super Bowl champion. So he won the Super Bowl.
Southern Man is going to
For all
get
you.
approved by any board.
Did he
right.
win the Super Bowl or did he win the NFL championship? There's a big difference there.
He won a Super Bowl. Super Bowl was in the 70s, Vince, is when he played. The 70s isn't that long ago.
Super Bowl
Yeah, it is.
12.
For
Super
you.
Bowl 12.
Yeah. Whatever.
So that means it was the 12th time there was a Super Bowl, Vince.
I just can't believe that he would cost more money than Randall Cunningham. That just makes no sense.
All right. Who's our third?
All right, so we went with media personalities for the last one. We have someone you never want to hear, Colin Cowherd, versus someone you always want to hear, Scott Hansen.
One quick question or one quick statement.
Mhm.
Not to keep pushing on Danny White here. All right. In that Super Bowl he won, he threw the ball twice for 5 yards. So to say he won a Super Bowl, I guess.
So wait, was he what? Like backup quarterback? Did you say he was? I don't even know. Was he quarterback? Is that what you
It
said?
looks like it appears that he was the third string quarterback because you got Staubach was starting, and then you got another guy who came in, threw a pass for 29 yards and a touchdown, might I add. His name not being Danny White. And then Danny White came in, threw 2 passes for 5 yards.
So I guess Carson Wentz never won a Super Bowl then either.
I'm fine with that. I'm
that's
cool with that. I'll live with that.
Three quarterbacks in the Super Bowl?
Well, it's probably like a Julian Edelman situation where you got somebody just going out wide, throwing a pass. All right, I interrupted that whole thing. Repeat those again.
All right, so we have guy that you never want to hear, Colin Cowherd, and guy you always want to hear is Scott Hansen.
Oh, this one's tough. Kevin, you go first this time.
Me?
Well,
Oh,
I
our names
remember,
rhyme, so that's confusing.
So for Birds vs. Boys, Vince wanted Scott Hansen to do our intro, but he was way too expensive, so we got Chris Hansen instead. So
A great little tidbit.
I'm gonna go Colin Cowherd just because he is just a pompous prick, and I feel like he would charge a lot of money.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go Coward as well. Does anyone else realize his last name is literally like Coward? Am I
Yes.
the only one who okay.
Love
Just
that.
to throw that out there.
He chooses to pronounce it like that too. You could pronounce it Cowherd.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Scott to try to get the win here, even though I do think it's Colin Cowherd in my heart of hearts, And
here we go. He's just saying this, so if he loses it, he can say,
let me just give my reason. I think it's more because he is so polarizing that he has to make his price so high that random people can't get him to like say dumb shit like they did with Brett Favre. And somebody paid Brett Favre like $200 to like promote some like white supremacist thing. Colin's got to keep himself away from that. So I think he jacks the prices up. But in the interest of winning the game, I'm going to say Scott.
All right. So Scott Hansen, the price that I couldn't afford for the Birds versus Boys intro was $199.99. I think Chris Hansen was like $25. Colin Coward, $299.99.
Damn it.
Ding, ding, ding.
So I was right again.
At least I didn't go over. All right.
Honorable mention, Andrew Siciliano was $99.99.
So, yeah, the fake Red Zone guy.
The knockoff.
I was at someone's house once, and they have like Direct TV, and they're like, "Oh, you want to watch Red Zone?" I was like, "Yeah," and it was that, and I was like, "This isn't Red Zone."
No.
Yeah, I've never seen him in action, but I mean,
that's
knockoffs.
Money.
Yeah.
We need to get in contact with Chris Hansen and tell him he needs to beef up his prices because you need to know your worth, sir. I mean, you are worth way more than $25.
Yeah, you cannot be working that cheap, man.
No. All right. Before we get you out of here, we need to ask. Obviously, your podcast is sponsored by the NLL. You do Wings games. It is a sport that brought Joseph and I together. We both played in college together.
Oh, no way.
I have a lacrosse tattoo on my leg, which I'm 34 years old. Probably shouldn't have that anymore, but
love that for you.
So what is it like working for the NLL and the Wings, and how cool is it when they finally came back to the city?
Yeah, it's super fun. It really sucks that we weren't able to play during the pandemic, but we're starting to gear up now for this upcoming season. I actually came in back. I lived in Chicago before, so I moved back to Philly right when the Wings were brought back. So it was kind of cool. They came back at the same time I did.
That's awesome.
And I knew who they were growing up because I'm from Philly. So it's so much fun covering them. I love box lacrosse. I think it's a really, really fun sport to watch. I think it's more fun to watch than field lacrosse personally. I know that's a hot topic amongst the lacrosse community. But yeah, and the Wings, I know you mentioned their record at one point, Kevin, they're really good, or they were, they have Rambo's a beast. I actually just saw Rambo a few days ago. He's incredible. They, I think, were first in the entire league for a while, maybe second by the time that we had to stop play because of the pandemic. So I think they've kept their roster pretty much the same, if not beefed it up more. So I'm really excited to see them play again come December. So you guys should go to a game when you can.
Oh, we'll be in.
Yeah, I went to one right before the pandemic hit. They're just a good time. Even if you don't even lacrosse, they're just so fun to be at. It's a jam. It's a party in there.
Were you at the game that had 1 million penalty minutes? Hopefully not.
So no, I was at the home opener.
Oh, that was a good one too. That was
a good game. Yeah. No, very good game. I forget who it was. Somebody scored a goal. They caught it back here.
Kevin Crowley.
Yeah, and he threw
that backhanded.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. No, it was a great goal. Well, we really appreciate you jumping on. Go check out Hotlines. Fantastic podcast. We're obviously going to be hitting you up all the time, trying to get us Mike Golick and Field Yates.
We'll do it. Rambo.
Yep. So go check.
Yeah, you should have them on.
We would love to.
Yeah. We'll absolutely love to. We'll have a chug off with him. I bet he deletes beers like somebody in Sea Isle would.
Yep.
I'm saying.
Absolutely. I think you're right about that. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. And this was so much fun. Anytime you need me on again, I'm happy to join you.
And I'm just going to throw it out there. I mean, you follow Joe, you follow the pod. Maybe I'll just get a follow now that we've talked.
Do I not follow you on what social media? On what platform?
Hey, you do on Instagram, but not on Twitter.
Hold out as long as possible. Don't follow him now. Don't let him get away with that.
All right. Hey,
all right. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see if I get the notification one day. Pray for it.
Maybe.
All right. Thank you so much, and we will.
Thanks,
we will definitely have you on again. Another big thank you to the Queen of Philadelphia, Devan, for joining us. Absolutely electric interview, Joseph.
Go follow her TikToks too. Her TikToks are Philadelphia niche hysterical.
All her social media, and I already got the follow. on Twitter. So I had the IG follow already. I couldn't believe I was followed on Instagram.
IG follow as well. All right. Yeah. Let's not, you know what I mean? Let's not brag.
I will say though, she followed you like out of the blue months ago, right?
Well, I mean, listen, I put out fire Philly content as well. My Twitter game is strong.
I mean, I do have to say too, I feel different now that I finally have over 1,000 Twitter followers. I do feel a little bit different.
That's a good move.
Feel good. All right. Speaking of feeling good, I know you and I would feel great being at any of these places we're about to talk about. So we're going to do a top 5 list right now of the top 5 sporting events that we want to go to, our bucket list. And I'm just going to say right there, so before anybody kills me, the Super Bowl is not on my list. Guess what? I have my ticket right here. Been there. Okay. No big deal. Been there, done that. And actually I was with you the night I found out I was going.
I remember that. Spoiler alert. Super Bowl didn't make mine either.
Ooh. All right.
Did not make mine.
All right. So we're going to go 5 down to 1 of the top 5 sporting events we want to go to. So Joseph, I will let you go first with your number 5.
All right. We did say we were going to get like specific. We also said one of the other caveats were it can't be like your team's like, oh, like my team winning a championship. It's like, yeah, no shit, dude. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And you don't have to worry about that with the Cowboys. So my number 5, okay, when it comes to sports, I like not only quality, I like quantity. I love all day sporting events, different things like that. So I went very specific. I was thinking Olympics because I've never been to Olympic Games. And I was thinking, what would be like an all-day, great vibe sporting event to check out? All-day beach volleyball.
Ooh.
Men's, women's, it doesn't matter. Beach volleyball is the most entertaining summer game sport by a mile. So that's my number 5. I would love to get a ticket to the Olympics to watch beach volleyball all day.
Okay. So I was kind of in the same thing here. No, the Olympics are coming up. I was gonna just put Olympics there, but I decided, I don't know. It's just, so I went Wimbledon 5. I love tennis. I love Wimbledon. I was thinking about Roland Garros, maybe the French Open, but Wimbledon, fun fact about me, I actually taught myself tennis when I was like 7 years old, stayed home for a week. My mom was working in the summer and I just watched Wimbledon and I was like, what is this love? I don't understand. And I just taught myself the scoring and all that. And that made me fall in love. So Wimbledon has to be on my list.
So Wimbledon, the other thing I love when it comes to sports and why I'm a big college football over pro football guy, love pageantry.
Yes.
Wimbledon has, you get there, you dress white all day. Yeah. Love that.
You're drinking fancy drinks.
Speaking, getting dressed up, pageantry, drinking fancy drinks, the Kentucky Derby. Especially though, once again, getting back to like my all day, not being just at the one race, but there's races all day. I don't think people know that unless you're a degenerate like me. All right. You get there early, you're dressed up, fancy, look good, feel good, bet good. All right. At the Kentucky Derby all day. Kentucky Derby, number 4 on my list.
Oh, that's a very, very good one. All right. Number 4 for me. Like we said, you and I are college football guys. I'm going Red River Rivalry. I want to go to Texas, Oklahoma at the Cotton Bowl where I want to sit right on the line where it goes red one side, orange the other. And I just want to be there. The barbecue is probably unbelievable. You know, it's incredible tailgates. And it's usually, no matter, one team could be awesome, one team could suck, it's still going to be a great game.
That's a really good one. I thought about doing like a college football rivalry. The issue is that you could have like a top 5, top 10 list of just college football.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd love to go to. All right, number 3. This one is wildly specific. Like this is only going to come around like once every few millennia.
Like a comet.
Yeah, exactly. This is Halley's Comet. But this is one thing that I would die to go to. Game 7 in Boston, Yankees, Red Sox. That would be, and no knock on New York, just Fenway just has a different mystique to it. I love where it's located city-wise. But Game 7, those two teams, for a trip to go to the World Series like the ALCS, it does not get any better than that.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Well, you're going to have to get a better Yankees team before that comes around anytime soon. But 3 for me, I am actually staying in the college football realm here, and I'm going Iron Bowl. I don't care if it's in Alabama. I don't care if it's in Auburn. No matter where it is, it's fire. When you're in Auburn, if they win, they go to Toomey's Corner and they put all the toilet paper up. Those games are just unbelievable. These people hate each other so much. A dude was on the radio talking about how he poisoned the trees. Roll Tide.
Oh, I remember that.
War Eagle. I got to be there. Have to.
See, that's why too, and this is a totally different conversation, but when they do eventually expand out the college football playoffs, which they're going to do, the big fear that everyone has is like, oh, well, you're going to like diminish the bowl games. I don't give a shit about any of the postseason bowl games except for like the playoffs. I care about the midseason, your Iron Bowls, your Red River rivalry, the game between Michigan and Ohio State. That's all I care about.
Yep.
Those games are the ones that I care about. All right, number 2, Masters Sunday. I mean, I just never been to Masters Sunday. I want to be at Masters Sunday. I want to be there on the 18th hole, maybe of like a 1-stroke difference, maybe even a playoff, who knows? But just Masters Sunday. I could say the whole Masters, that'd be fantastic. But just Sunday is really, I think, all I would absolutely need.
2 for me, same brain, Sunday at the Masters.
Yes.
Pageantry. It's just
the Masters.
That's it. Have to.
If there was a year to go, too, it would have been this past year when it was in the fall.
Oh, beautiful. I do. I subscribe every year to get my tickets. Hasn't happened yet.
Soon. All right. Last one. Also specific. Also not technically a sporting event, but this would be my absolute number 1. All right. It would be to be in a big city the day that they win the World Cup. So like being in Rome the day Italy wins a World Cup, being able to celebrate with the fans, watch it on like one of those big outdoor screens. Like I don't need to be actually at the World Cup. I'd rather be in a major city that's going to win it. You know what I mean? Barcelona and Spain wins it or something like that. That is where I want to be. Number 1, without a shadow of a doubt.
See, that's really good. Just because my number 1 is the World Cup final. It's coming off the Euros. People like in our country, they're like soccer at a high level is unbelievable. Okay. I'm not talking MLS. You watch the Euros, you watch the World Cup, you watch Argentina play with Messi. Like it's beautiful. And there's no pageantry like it with these fans, especially when it's their country. Or even I want to go to Derby Day, Man U, Man City. Like people kill each other at these games. But yeah, being in the city, like if I was in Florence in one of the squares watching that game, that's a great call. Great call. The videos coming out of Rome are just incredible.
It looks like something you just like a party you just can't miss. I'll tell you, one of my favorite Super Bowl, obviously ever celebration being a part of was when the Eagles won. You know what I mean? And that was just being here, just watching on TV, hanging out with the guys, getting blasted. My second favorite, I was in Boston the night that the Patriots came back from the 28-3 to win. We went to a bar and we had the corner TV in this bar because the guy I was up there with work was like, come on, we're going to go to this bar. We're going to watch the Super Bowl there. I'm in the corner of the bar. The bar starts to fill up. Everybody's behind me. They go down 25 points. Bar's dead silent. They start to come back when they were like 10 down. I mean, the place was going bananas. And it felt like there was like, this game's over. Like the Patriots are going to win. When they won, listen, I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm a Tom Brady guy. I'll admit that. But just being in that atmosphere when they won it, so enjoyable. Now imagine multiplying that by the entire country.
No, I can't.
Just fantastic. It would be the party to end all parties.
It's awesome. All right. I think, producer Vince always wants us to keep these short episodes. We're at almost an hour and a half here, but that's because we had an incredible interview. So, I mean, I have nothing left to spitball. I think I'm out of spit. Been talking so much
as well.
Just out of spit. It's like in Titanic when he's trying to teach her how to spit. She's like, yeah, just that's all I got.
It's gonna be an awful cold open right there. Yeah. All right. Next week, maybe an episode, maybe not. Who knows? Or at least
it'll be an episode.
There'll be an episode. Maybe Joe, maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I'll be in the delivery room, just live gaming it all. All right. Maybe. your top 5 moments. Oh, not this. Put the camera away. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes
Maybe
sense.
Aiden with a Joe mask on.
Oh yeah, well, if he shows up, unless there's like a Phillies game on, he has to turn off his phone. He can't make it. Racers batting. I can't text.
Sorry. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening, for watching. Like we said, subscribe on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you listen to us. Tell your friends, tell your family. Get on the wagon right now because the spitballing train is only growing.
Or subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe again, unsubscribe, follow,
comment, stars, hit the stars. Thank you to our guest, Devan, the Queen of Philadelphia. We really appreciate making sure you go follow her on all her social media. And we do possibly have a guest for next week. Not going to tease it yet. We'll see if Joseph can make it or not. But I've talked to this individual before, and I only want more from this individual with an interview.
Whoa. Easy.
That's all I'm going to say. We'll be back next week. That was Spitballing with Kmess, CEO Joe, and producer Vince, powered, as always, by Branded Sports.
Peace and love.